Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. So soon, you may say? Well, of course it is so soon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Alternate World History, Episode 2. Now, I lost the map. However, I'm not going to disappoint you guys again. So, unlike before, I had good motives and actual good reason to do this. And so, I remade the map on, one could argue, a better map. It has more islands, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's begin. And first thing we're going to do, remember I told you, Cyprus shall be... Oh yeah, along with the creation of a new map, I added 2 new layers, one for capitals. You can see all the countries' capitals right here. Then another for provinces. You can see all of these beautiful provinces, and this will be important later on. Anyways, crap. Let's begin for real. As I said earlier, Cyprus will be discovered. So some of the islands over here. Green team. They're very, very, very unstable. I am not exaggerating when I say they are unstable. They are not okay. They are not doing good. And so, for this reason, they're going to split in half. Now a couple of the while the province splits in half, some other areas from the other province decide to split in half with it, and a new country is beginning to be formed, and they begin to invade, and because they want their independence, and so they're like, we will get our independence no matter what. So they begin to come down here and begin to move towards the capital. Retro looks like reinforcements just came in, and immediately they begin to get pushed back further and further. But the green country knows they cannot win this war. They are too unstable, and public consensus or whatever is saying that the brown gains independence, and so the brown does just that, and they gain their freedom, liberty, and all that. Just like that, independence has been granted to the brown country. Now the border dispute. I forgot if I said I was going to address that or not, so I'm going to figure out if I was. Something I forgot to add on this map is the fact that Taiwan has been discovered and has been conquered. My bad, guys. My bad. Also, you can see the border disputes a little larger. I told you it couldn't be exact. I wasn't kidding. It's not exact. Heck, some of the colors aren't even exact. I did say this thing will be addressed in episode 2, and address it I shall. So what do they decide to do? Well, it's really simple. Well, of course, if no one can reach an agreement, then no one gets the land. Or, in other words, the independence of this country. This right here is the smallest country, and is a very small. Actually, no, it might be a little larger than Crimea over here. Assigned country, it's difficult to. If it's a assigned country, it's going to be pretty difficult to keep control of the area over here, and so yeah, they're going to lose it. But when I say they lose it, I mean they don't brutally lose their entire land. It doesn't go away in some horrific war that will traumatize generations to come. No. Instead, they simply just ask for it, and the country, signed country up here, says yes, because it is too difficult to govern these people. Because, you know, it's mostly desert over here. Really does suck. Exploration time. Crimea discovers over here. Small bits of land over here. But not much. It won't be important for now. The blue country will come down here. They will expand a little bit. To take land, of course. What would they not? Or why would they not take land? So they begin to reach out here, and they stop, and they curve back over here. And those are their new borders. For now. Oh yeah, they also expand like a little, like that. Alright, exploration into Europe happens, I guess. And, does it go successful? Guess so. I mean, the islands over here, I'm pretty sure there are mountains over here. I have to check a European map, but I'm pretty sure there are islands over here. Not islands, mountains, and they don't make it easy to explore up there, as one could imagine. They really just don't. China. They begin to explore over here, following along the rivers over here. So they begin to explore over here, and they come down here, and then they come over here and take this. This is now Chinese. That is not Chinese. The whole world does not become Chinese or is discovered by China. Only this area is. What does China do? Well, they want to explore it, and in order to explore it, the easiest way is simply claim it. So they do just that. Some exploration people come up here and loop around to explore over here to find that, which they find, of course, because I told you they found it, because they found it by finding it. I am talking too much, my bad. They claim this little area right here, because most people see it as theirs, before completely circling and finding the rest of it, and not taking over the entire world again. Alright, so they explore over here, but they don't yet know about the Korean Peninsula. And so yeah, also they begin exploration on the island over here. How well does it go? Well, they discover the entire island. People don't like, are uncomfortable by how close they are to unexplored land, so Lime team will come over here and begin to explore. Also, I know last time I mentioned how this was inspired by a separate series, or not separate series, but like it's similar concept, actually same concept. I'm just putting my own spin on it. But something I noticed is that in that series, the Lime team is actually in the same area, and so I didn't even mean to put that there, and so to differentiate the two, I put the brown there, because I don't want to make it look like I'm a direct copy. Of course I'm not, because in that timeline, civilization started over here, but the colors are still very similar. And so yeah, my overall goal is to just try and make it as different as possible. I like uniqueness, that's one thing I'm good at. China, explore some more over here. And over here a little bit. And now we're done with them. Now we are done with China, so we can move back over here where wartime. And so how is this war going to work? Well, first let's see where the capitals are at. We can see the capitals are right here. And so, the red team, which is probably older and therefore probably has more experience, will just come over here and take this land. And who started the war? Well, the Cyan country. They probably wanted like, I don't know. They probably wanted like over here, like land over there and stuff like that, like parts of the Nile River. Maybe they're gonna take like this, like that. Maybe they're gonna take that, but either way, they lost. Now let's look at a treaty. In the treaty, we can see that the red gains a little bit of the Suez Peninsula, I believe it is called, and the capital of the Cyan country will have to move. Where will it move to? They decided to move their capital over here. They moved the capital right here, and looking at states, they probably need to be updated. But do they really? I mean, this does kind of work as its own state, so I just leave it. Also, we could probably get rid of over here if we wanted to. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Now that the nations of the world are figuring themselves out, we can continue over here to exploration. More specifically, over... Let's look over to Europe. Well, I mean, they have mountains right there, and of course there's an exploration lost over here. And yeah. And therefore, Cyan will probably want to expand. And so they will do just that. They will expand by expanding. Really not that mind-blowing. So they come over here, down here, over here, and what they basically do is they come over here and take that. Basically, they kind of are hogging the Arab Peninsula for themselves. They also claim this over here. And then, whoops, my bad. They begin exploration, which is of course difficult. They don't get that far in. They team up with the Cyan country, and then they realize that this is a desert. So it doesn't go so well for any of them. None of the teams are very successful. And so, they decide to stick to the coast. Oh, because when has that ever gone wrong? Also, I should probably fix that real quick. Give me a second as I just go on layer. So just alright, now we can hide that and go back to exploration. Foreign country is going to begin claims of over here. Will this go well for them? Kind of, yes. The blue country sees this land as basically useless, and so they just give it. After all, this is mostly just desert, so yeah. Back to exploring the Arab Peninsula, they find more land. What do you know? They also find this island over here, and discover you can travel down here. For what purpose? Make up a reason yourself. Oh, my bad. So, orange country. They're going to have more places demand statehood, which they will mostly grant for most places. Over here shall achieve statehood. Statehood shall come like this to that, meeting up with this. And states, more states over here, which are helpful in keeping everything stable. And why are they doing this? Well, it's because they're looking over at the blue country right now. Well, Cyprus, they are going to not be claiming the entire world, but instead the tiny island of Cyprus. Good for you, little Cyprus. They will also claim over here, by the way, in case you didn't notice that. And also over here, and here. They'll basically claim any islands in between those two. And now there's Cyprus. The capital. Cyprus' capital is obviously in Cyprus, which reminds me I have to make capitals for new nations. The darker nation is obviously going to be right there. Zion is going to be probably right there. Red will be right there, so these capitals are very close. Oops. And yeah, this is the world map, by the way, if you're curious. Yeah, I'm not going as large out as before. Now, finally, after a little bit, there will be funding for learning more about the islands over here. But how much will they learn about the islands over here? Well, not much. They will just find some islands over here, if there are any. But we don't care about that. We care about the rediscovery of the Italian Peninsula. Yeah, that's what it's called. I thought I was about to call it the Italian boot. My bad. Yeah, they rediscover this, and the country that discovers it, the blue country. So what will they do? Well, they are going to extremely just come over here and claim a lot of this. They're just going to claim this, and then just to be safe, they claim all of that. So over here immediately gets statehood from the rest of the blue country. Just immediately they get statehood, they become a state, they become their own sovereign government here. Speaking of states, Cyprus will also have states. I just realized something. I literally have been doing this on the wrong, I've been doing this on the wrong thing, but on the wrong layer. Give me a second as I redo it. So Cyprus will actually be kind of smart. They're going to realize, hey, we can actually do something intelligent. We can claim the water. And that's exactly what they do. They claim the water around these islands over here. Why? Also that way, if people want to travel from over here, like from the blue country, red, they can either go around or they can go through, which will be faster, but at a cost. Is it worth it? Of course not. But what is worth it is the discovery of not that, but that. We can also get rid of the states and stuff like this. This will just go there for a little bit, and will not lead to anything major yet. Over here, the Lime team. In case you remember yesterday or last video, I talked about how this guy wanted to go to this nation, the Lime Nation, and most of its people wanted to go to Sri Lanka over here. Brown people wanted to at first, but they split off and are not disappearing, but rather exploring over here so they can connect back up to the mainland. Because they forgot how they got down there. They don't know how they traveled so far in such a short amount of time. Anyways, the Lime team will continue to attempt to expand to Sri Lanka. That's all they want. This small island right there. That's all they want. The moment they get to Sri Lanka, the moment they reach their goals, and they will become neutral, and they will do nothing for the rest of their lives. The brown country, however, these two are literally isolated from the rest of the world, basically, almost. Let's be real. China over here is literally the most isolated, which, by the way, speaking of China, they claim some more land. So to them, this is literally the world. This is the world to them. That is the world to them. Everything in the white is all they know about, so it's not much. For these guys over here, all they know about is this. And for the for the brown and lime countries, all they know about is themselves. Likely land over here, but like land over here instead of a sea. And then the old borders from episode 1, the end of episode 1. Excluding China, of course. But the real most isolated places here in the Americas, which remember we will be doing a separate series on them, starting next episode, and it will take place side by side, same time frame basically, and any changes over here can be noticeable here. I'll probably record them at the same time, because I've got no time to do 2 different recordings at 2 different times. Not a me problem, though. What is a me problem is the expansion of these guys. How is it a me problem? Well, because they literally just lost a lot of progress. Because these guys are basically going to be the India and the Pakistan of this timeline. And yeah, so some idiots over here came in, they went into this nation, and they literally burned up a bunch of logs about different areas, and now they know less about everything. In retaliation, they did the same, and now they don't remember what's over here. So what are they going to do? They're going to not just go out and rediscover it, but discover more than they found before. Humanity, such a great species. Never gets old. Actually, it does get old. Because it ages. Does it age like milk? I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, so they literally discover more than before. Cyan country is going to not do anything except expand or explore a little over here. Not by much, though. Not by much. Yeah. So, slowly but surely, more of everything is being discovered. The Red Country. An old country and fairly stable, but of course they never liked any of the countries over here, because they literally came from this guy, they rebelled, they civil warred, and they won. So what are they going to do? They are going to hire people to revolt from both nations. And when I say both, I really do mean both. The yellow-green nation forms that day from here. The little reaches of this area, that state in existence, and then into there. Basically this entire province and a little extra from other provinces. Down here, well, they're going to try to get all of the province over here, but seeing how the capital is actually over here, they're going to almost be successful, but barely fail. What a loser are you? So yeah, they're going to get this area. They're going to try, or they want to get over here, the entire province, but they fail because that nation's actually more stable than they realized. And immediately the two nations begin to attempt to connect to one another, the two splits, knowing that if they can do this, they can do anything. The orange country comes in here and begins to block them off. And in the process, also blocking off this country, they also begin to push into the yellow nation, or the new one, taking back over here and kind of beginning to reach into there. The pink country will come over here and begin to take over here. Do so successfully. And then it will also proceed to take some more land over here, but not the whole thing. Lime green nations realize that it really is their only chance, just expanding to reach up to each other. And for a moment there, it looks like they are. The red team will literally celebrate over this. Meanwhile, over here, they'll begin to retake some of the areas they lost, and along with take new areas. Is this successful? Well, look. I think it kind of, sort of is. And you know what? For a moment, a split moment, the two do connect. But then the lime team comes in here and separates them with this large arrow that they create. It also just so happens to include some of the land of the rebellious. The pink nation is going to come in here. They're going to begin to take more of the land they had before. And this dark red country, they're going to try and become more square-ish. And they're going to take a perfectly straight amount, leading to the perfect border right here, but also kind of worth it as the pink gets everything else over here, and then they come in here and they take that. orange country now comes in here and takes that. And the rebellion is barely saved. Except now there's more area over here that used to belong to one nation, now belongs to the other. So there's going to be a quick war over that. The two nations know they can't last. So while Red smiles, they decide to come to peace very quickly. In the peace treaty, we see the pink team gain some land, which they're not going to be satisfied with, so they're going to come down here and claim more land over here to make up for the land that they actually lost, kind of, but also gained. The orange nation comes over here and takes over here, which, remember, they began to make a little arrowhead that disconnected the two after they connected for a couple of days there, and they now split it with the pink nation. Dark red nation. It looks like a rectangle. In fact, they're going to literally sell this piece of land to the pink team so that way they can look like a rectangle. Now, this strip of land right here, I strongly dislike, but realistically, they would know eventually. They would have a suspicion that the Red Nation funded the rebellions they've just gone through, so they will not give this to the Red Nation, and the Pink really kind of started with that, so they're not going to give it to the Dark Red Nation. And the new provinces, however, these will be the new provinces for the new nations, or the nations that were in the war. And as for this guy, they kind of navigated a little bit, so they're going to have to move a little bit. And they're going to move capital right there. That is their new capital. So here we can see everything that has changed, which is actually kind of a bit. One last attempt made by the brown team in this video to reach the mainland, and it's sure is doing something. Sure is doing something. So they're definitely doing something. And this is where we leave off our video. I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed it, found it fun. I just realized these guys are not on the province map. We need to fix that very urgently. I will fix that right now, and then we'll get back to the outro. Now back to the outro. Here we can see the different provinces in the now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 existing nations, which still isn't a lot, but stuff happened, I guess, and borders changed. And the red country probably doesn't know what's coming for them. Oh no, they don't. Which really does sound like a them problem, if you ask me. But I am not the one judging. I will see you all next time. Peace. See ya.